Okay, hello. Welcome to your reading, I guess. No, wait. First of all, who is this reading for? Okay, so the energy that came right off the bat was very heavy. Okay, but actually, you know what? It seemed heavy, but it was more space than weight, if that makes sense. Okay, so it looks like there's an element of grief here, right? Like pain or sorrow, like a feeling of personal loss, a sense of I'm there for people when they need me, or like when they need help in general. I'm like kind of there to help them out. But when I need someone to lean on, there's no one. Gone. Everyone's gone. Everyone's vanished. But okay, it need not exactly be that way. Okay, the emphasis here is more on the feeling of the pain rather than the pain itself, right? It's the perception of the pain, right? If I could put it that way. So I think what it's trying to show me is that you, okay, are probably an extreme empath. You really feel other people's emotions, especially you have like a heightened awareness or sensitiveness to other people's pain and suffering. And this is not something that you may not constantly actively think about it, but this is happening on a more subtler level, right? And so that just got me thinking. This is not something that's very common, that you see, right? You don't see a lot of people who have this going on for them in a way, right? So let's see what more is there to see over here. uh, okay, it might also be that you may actually be aware of this behavior that you have, or and you kind of don't like the fact that you are like that. That's possible. And or you might not be bothered by this awareness, right? In which case it's fine. Like you behave this way and you just don't care because it's not affecting you in any way. In that case, I guess it's fine. But if you do get bothered by the fact that you are being uh, this way, right? Like you're very sensitive to other people's pain and suffering, and you're altering your behaviors uh, based off that, even subconsciously. But it feels like because of that, you're not quite getting exactly what you wanted in some situations, right? And if this is kind of bothering you, then there's a message here for you, right? So it's asking to put emphasis on growth and strength, right? So the fact that you're able to do this, right, and even though you don't quite like it, I think it's trying to show you the reason it's coming up in this reading over here is to put awareness, like to put your attention, to put some light on that, is to show you that this is something that's making you strong and it's making you grow, right? To put it in a single word, endurance, right? And I don't think it's good. I know it's not going to remain this way forever. It's more of a temporary thing, right? The purpose it came up here is just to show you that if you weren't aware of it before, now you are, right? And this should explain some of your behavior also, right? And lastly, this shows that you like there's also a possibility that you will be someone who kind of extremely likes to be alone, right? Like to spend time alone, or there's a need for that, right? And it ties up to this previous tendency that we discussed just now, right? There's no way we forget it, right? It was right here. We were talking about it, about how you are being extremely sensitive and aware of other people's pain and suffering, and because of that you kind of change your behavior at times, right? And this feeling, this, okay, this is in one container, and the other one being the need or the want. We are not sure yet. We will find it out. The need or want, maybe we will, maybe we won't, I don't know. But the need or want for loneliness, or not loneliness, no, that sounds bad, but being alone, solitude, right? But spending time alone, right? And recharging, there is some kind of link in between these two, I think, right? Or maybe there isn't. We'll find out. But anyway, you get the gist. Let's go on. So if any of what we just discussed now resonated with you, welcome. This is probably your reading. And if it didn't resonate and you still want to stick around and see what the hell is going on, you're welcome to do that too. Anyhow, let's just go on. Okay, reading time. So, well. This is who we have left, huh? If you're still here because what I just said resonated, let me start off by saying you were just so awesome, really. Because in the world that we live in right now, or ever, I think people with this kind of skill is quite rare. And usually it's not very easy, right? Oh, it's because it's also not so recognized, the fact that you do this, because a lot of people don't even know. Hell, I mean, maybe even you don't know, right? It's something that happens way more subtle. And I think if you're reading to this, if you're interested in these kinds of energy stuff, and if you're a little bit aware, I mean, which this collective group is surely is, I think you kind of know it. Like, the people I'm doing this reading for, it's not right. I think you know, but I'm just mentioning it anyway. It's that you don't get quite recognized for it. And also a very important thing is like when the people around you, right, in your day-to-day lives, they don't really recognize these qualities and reflect it back to you, that you kind of don't get that kind of feedback to even know yourself in a way, right? But I'm here, and the cards are showing me, and so I just want to bring it to your attention that you are quite a big blessing in the people's lives that you touch. Okay, and sadly maybe you don't get that feedback from the people around you, so it could push you into a little bit more of an unfavorable zone. Okay, but again, like I said, today I'm reminding you of your skill or your power, right? And hopefully you remember it in the future. Okay, enough of that. Moving on. Okay, so there is a message here about remember how we spoke about spending time alone, right? It's kind of essential for you, right? Is what I'm seeing over here, because it helps regulate this overactivation of you being an empath, right? Because it's, let's be real, man, like it's really tiring, right? Life is tiring as it is on a physical level. So yeah, when you do spend time alone or in leisure with very little to no stimulation, it can be very beneficial for you. For this particular group of people, I know it's a generic thing to say that it's very beneficial, but for you, on the account of this emotional regulation that needs to happen, this could help. I think even creative pursuits can really help on this. Okay, so I'm kind of getting this image, okay, where you're sitting or rather lying down on a hammock, swinging with the sun looking at you, and you're on a beach under a palm tree's gentle shade, right? Now, that, if you imagined it, that's a feeling which I think you can learn to chase when you master the art of solitude, right? Even without being at the beach, actually. And I think you can do it. And so just trust me, bro. Okay, just trust me. You can do it. You gotta try at least, I guess. Okay. Anyway, so this was the message. And if you're still here, wow, let's go. Okay, I'm so impressed that after digesting all of this, that you are still here. Like, give me more, give me more. Well, I do got a little bit more for you, okay? And because I can see that over here, it's showing that. Lastly, you also have a kind of like a service mentality, okay? In a way, like that of a ruler, like a good king or a good queen that is willing to go the distance for the people that they rule, right? And when they do that, a good king or queen, like they kind of ignore what it costs them. Like if the cost is themselves, they would put their people ahead of themselves, right? Is what I'm trying to say. So you kind of have that trait, right? And honestly, I think this is just straight up me praising you for your behaviors, because what you do is not easy, right? And I feel like this entire message, after the beginning being a little bit heavy, it has been just me like giving you a big high five, or like spirit giving you a big high five and telling you you're great. Okay, you're just so great, because you seem to be functioning way past the material levels of vibration, right? And that is actually behavior of more evolved souls, right? So I'm really honored that you're still here, and I'm even more honored and I'm even more amazed that you made it to the end of this reading. So good job to you. A lot of wonderful things are coming your way, right? You should let me know when they do come. Okay. And yeah, goodbye for now. Peace.